Good morning. So another thing I was looking at the last few days is there's this men's rights activist that's a woman. A girl writes what? And uh, evidently there's been, well, not evidently, I saw she made a video on somebody complaining, not complaining too much, but just noting that she had like 10 times the subscribers of any other of the MRA people, according to him. And he just interpreted it as, curious, I guess. And it was in the context of a video of men should support men and compliment men, which I like that sentiment. But there were also comments in there, and they were bothering this guy, I think, a lot, that there were so many comments about... these glasses are literally wired together over there. Okay. Comments are like, hey, why can't a woman be in MRI? And the guy's saying, I never said she couldn't. I was just saying, why do men support men? And blah, blah, blah. It's related to a couple things. Like one thing, my second class atheist video. Huh? It's interesting. In America, we like people that have come around or from the wrong side, in the sense of the side we'd expect, right? Our atheist movement is going to be led by former theists. It's the former smokers, the crusade against smoking and things like that. But also because I have this video I've mentioned before, answering can men be feminists, saying, yeah, and a lot of people go in there and like, you're a traitor to your gender, you're all or just, it's not logical, blah, blah, blah. But it's supremacy of women. My point is like, yeah, I can be concerned about the rights of women. I have a mother. I have daughters. So, it seems simple, and they just tend to deny it, there are people that are going right on, of course, but I mean, the men's right, the MRAs are, oh, no, you're just fooling yourself, and you're patsy. But when it comes to a woman supporting them, a lot of them are seeing, well, why can't we? And it's just MRA is just a human right thing, civil rights. Of course they could support it. But feminism isn't just about that. No, it is radicalized. Yeah, there's no radicals in the MRA movement. This is hypocrisy. It's the main problem of people, is this hypocrisy. Charlie Singer, I was chatting about, how do I collect information and stuff. And with, I think probably the main, and he was saying, is there a lineage to this? And I think my channel is just describing that lineage, but maybe not explicitly as such, but one of the first things was, I remember, 11 or 12, thinking about the Golden Rule. I discovered Kant's categorical imperative, that there's various forms of the Golden Rule, that there's problems in the Golden Rule, as great as it is, like, as a mathematical, technical thing. It doesn't work for masochists. Do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. It doesn't work for a masochist. The masochist should not do unto others what they want done to them. You can reflect. You can repair this, right? If you say, well, the masochists may directly want someone to hurt them, but they only want that person to hurt them, if they approve, if they consent. So you could say the masochists could treat others like they want to be treated, because they aren't going to hurt someone else without consent. But not all masochists, would necessarily fit that. But what it comes down to is hypocrisy. If you say something, if you say you believe in something, then you ought to act as though you believe that. And then I realized, well, that's true, but we're all going to be hypocritical because you want to have a value system that's better than yourself. Why? Because the value system, it's like I'm answering the question, how can I treat people right? It's not always easy. So, you know, I collect these rules. Well, here's certain things, ways to double check. You know, you ask the person this and that and the other. Consent is a big part of that, right? So, how can I treat people right? And and if I'm, you know, if I'm ambitious, right, with my morality, I'm going to include things that are not good habits for me, things that I tend to fail at. And the purpose of the morality is so that I go, oops, I failed at that one. You know, and it breeds humility, and it says, look, I got to do, what can I do to change my habit into my, you know, what my value system says would be better behavior. And so it's really just about hypocrisy, but there's also, if you're progressing, there's going to be some hypocrisy. So it's about honesty. You know, if you violate your own value system, you take responsibility for it. Um, it's that honesty that changes that. It's a moral failure still, but it's not a hypocritical one. The hypocritical one is to wantonly just keep your espoused rhetoric of your value system separate from, you know, not using that to judge your own actions. That's the hypocrisy. If you honestly judge your actions by your value system and you come up failing, that's not hypocrisy. Right? But I don't think a lot of these MRA people could understand how you could just take out the MRA and put in feminism, and it's like, yeah, a man could be a feminist. Yeah, a woman could be a feminist and not be trying to create a matriarchal society. Yeah, it is possible. So.